Welcome back, Eagle family. Joseph Swanson here with head football coach Nat Clark. Thanks for joining me, Coach.
No problem, Joseph.
So something new we started this year. Walk 100 yards with me and talk about the upcoming season.
Great.
So let's take a walk.
Let's do it.
So you've been at camp for 2.5, 3 weeks now. What has the overall excitement level been throughout camp, and what's been your message to the team?
Well, I think the excitement level at camp has been really high.
Okay.
You know, with 90% of our team back from last year and all the returning starters and veterans that we have, you know, there's a lot of confidence.
Right.
And so I'd say the vibe of camp has just been focused, confident, and ready for week one.
You mentioned you returned probably around 90% of last year's team. As a coach, what does that mean going into a season knowing that you've got 90% of a team back that went to a bowl game last year?
Well, I think the thing that just gives us, as I mentioned, a lot of confidence in the guys that we have playing, and we have great experience, so we can build off what we did last year instead of starting from day one. You know, with all those veterans coming back, and even the guys that are replacing starters had a role last year for us.
Right.
So those guys, they're not starting from scratch. They're starting from a whole season worth of practicing and playing. So the vibe is, you know, really confident, positive, and focused.
And of course, we talked a little bit about this last year. You had a turnover, but this year you bring back your entire coaching staff.
Right.
And I mean, that's something that's very, very rare in college football, especially
Right.
with people wanting to move up to different levels and whatnot. As a coach, what does that mean to have your entire staff back?
Well, that continuity is just, it's easy. You know, we know how to work with each other. You know, I've been here at Husson for 17 years, and maybe there's been a year or two where we've had the whole staff
Right.
back. And so, you know, we're all really comfortable. I mean, we changed some roles with some guys on the staff. We're coaching different positions, but we know how to work with each other. We know the flow of practice. We just feel really comfortable with each other. And boy, we had a great camp. The guys really worked hard, and you know, that's not an easy thing in Bangor, Maine, to get the same staff year after year.
You mentioned switching up the staff. Is that something as a head coach you like to do each year, give guys different looks at different position groups, or was that just something that came to be?
No, I think I think one of the things that we thought about in the off season was really taking a coach's strength and put them in a position of their strength.
Okay.
And so as we looked at the staff, and there was just a couple guys I felt like would have been stronger at different positions, so we shuffled the deck a little bit. And you know, for the first time in my whole career, I'm going to coach a different position. I'm going to coach the wide receivers this year, so it's exciting. It was a really exciting camp to learn that, and just felt like Coach Cameron, you know, as a former offensive lineman here, was going to be a guy that was going to coach our offensive line.
Yep.
And so that's a strength of his. So,
and then lastly, you turn your attention now to your season opener this weekend against Norwich. How is that practice focus now going to switch from camp to preparing for an opponent?
well, we did that last Thursday, and as you know, in football, when we change over to an opponent, we're not playing Husson versus Husson now.
Right.
Now we have scout teams, and we're getting ready with Norwich's look. So it's changed the dynamic of practice a little bit. You know, the reps for our 1s and 2s increase, where maybe our reps for 3s and 4s decrease just slightly, because we're getting ready for a game week. But the excitement, you know, the kids are excited. We're talking about an opponent, which means here on Saturday at the Wink, we're going to be, you know, fired up to play a different color jersey to get the season started. Like I said, with all the optimism that we have, and it's just fun to be in game week. That's what we live for in football.
And then I do have one more question. Norwich now, the season opener.
Right.
Haven't played them in a couple of years.
Right.
Former opponent you've seen quite a bit.
Right.
What is the excitement level going into the season opener, and what are your expectations?
Well, the expectations obviously get the win. I think that's what we've been talking about all preseason, was week one, getting a W. And I believe in our time here at Husson, this is only our 5th home opener. And so we're excited to be at home. And to play an opponent like Norwich, we know they're tough, they're physical. We remember from our time in the ECFC that it was us and Norwich, it seemed like every year, fighting for the title. So we have a lot of respect for them. We know what they're going to bring. And we know we're going to be in for a fight here on Saturday. And I think our kids are really looking forward to it. Again, being at home, being at the Wink, playing a really good opponent, playing an opponent as a coaching staff we know well, and just getting the season kicked off.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to me. Wish you the best of luck heading into your season opener. Eagles kick off the season this Saturday at home, September 2nd against Norwich. Thank you.
Go Eagles.